Hi everybody, this is Warren Herman, and today I want to speak about 3 forms of vigilance that we can have in our lives that can allow, this understanding can allow you to shift out of improper forms of vigilance that are driving you bonkers. So the goal here is to realize that we can be vigilant with various parts of our humanity. The thing is that sometimes we have a mindset that might say, look out, that is afraid, that is hyper-vigilant. And this is when we might be suspicious of somebody, or when we're worried about something, or when we're having like kind of an OCD style thought, we're kind of ruminating about something, worried about something, we're hyper vigilant. So this type of thing is a carnal attitude that gives us trouble. So that is something that we don't want to be in. And the problem is we keep this attitude around, obviously, because we think it's going to keep us safe. We believe that it's going to keep us safe, and we don't realize that there's other ways to be vigilant. So the thing is to notice that you are in this state, and then to realize that you are safe if you use these other types of vigilance. These other kinds of vigilance, you might say, are looking around and realizing that someone is watching over you. So the problem is we usually use this kind of carnal type of look out, fearful vigilance. The thing is, looking around means, using your head, not using your imagination to think of every horrible thing that's going to happen, but using your head, realizing that you're smart enough to figure things out on your own. You don't need your mind to be sending off 100 alarms, and you just realize, oh look, at my mind sending off 100 alarms, that's an unnecessary form of vigilance. That's not real. That's not in touch with reality. Okay, look at that. Look at how it's doing that. That's not necessary. And you just notice how that's not necessary, and you just notice that you're a smart person. You realize that you're smart enough to figure things out on your own, that you don't need this part of yourself to try to tell you all these things. You realize that you can look around and see what's going on without this thing setting off a million alarms. You don't need it to set off, oh, look at that dangerous thing, you're going to sin. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at this. What's going to happen next? Oh no, this person might hurt you. What's going on with that? Like, look at all the ways that your mind's doing that, and understand it. Just say, oh look, there's my mind in that other state. And when you recognize this state, then you don't need to be in it anymore. You just notice that you're there, and you realize that you're smart enough to live without it. Just notice that you're smart enough to live without it. And then you notice that you can use this looking around kind of vigilance and the understanding that you're being watched over. Someone else is looking out for you. You can have these whole other understandings, because you realize that God's looking out for you. You don't need to be looking out. Look out, look out. You don't need to be in that state, because you notice, oh yeah, why? How do I know? Oh yeah, God's looking out for me. You just kind of remember that. You realize that. Think about that. You don't try to reassure yourself of it in a bonkers way. You just kind of know. You kind of just notice, oh yeah, God is in charge. Just recognize the facts of the situation in a way. I think that's the way to kind of cut through this, because I'm not encouraging you to kind of keep telling yourself over and over again that you should be like, oh yeah, God's looking out for me. I'm not trying to make you reassure yourself. I'm just trying to get you to realize what these 3 states are, so you can automatically understand that you don't need to pay any attention to the alarms that are going off. And so realizing that because the other 2 forms of vigilance, because someone's looking out for you, you don't need to be looking out. You don't need to be saying, look out, because I know that somebody's looking out for me. And by noticing that you're smart enough, just by looking around to know what to do, you don't need that as alarms. So it's just about noticing that you're smart enough and that God's smart enough to take care of you, so you don't need your brain to try to be outsmarting everything that's going on. So that's what this is about, these 3 forms of vigilance, and I hope that this is helpful to you in shifting out of states that are driving you bonkers, because it's not fun to be in those states. So thanks for listening. I hope you have a great day.